Alright, y'all, so there's a lot of things that I was going to talk about today. Now, this just happened to come up today, so I decided to put this at the top of the list. Now, this is a viral video. Now, I haven't seen it until today, so again, a lot of y'all probably won't, depending on where you live. With that being said, though, this is something that has to be talked about and needs to be talked about more frequently, alright? Now, pretty much what happened was there was a black man and a white man, of course, alright? That's how it always starts. Now, the young black man said he was just walking through the neighborhood, right? Now, there are two incidents where this man was either harassing women or there was another incident where he assaulted a woman, alright? So, he claims he was just walking through the neighborhood. Now, the sheriff's department filed two different incident reports for this, alright? First one was there was a woman walking by. He grabbed her, put his hand down the side of her shorts, alright? Now, she's filing, our police department wants him charged for a simple assault, alright? Second incident was him walking down the street, harassing this woman multiple times, trying to take her child, picked up the child multiple times, would not leave her alone, would not leave the child alone, so she called the cops. Alright? So here during this incident, he claims he's walking down the street, alright? So the video picks up with him claiming he's walking down the street, man comes up, and it's his wife recording, words are exchanged, he's telling him this ain't, you need to go back where you live, the kid's saying this is his neighborhood. Alright, whether he lives there or not, I don't know. But words are exchanged, and the soldier actually pushes him. Now that's the thing. That's the man who actually pushed him is a Fort Jackson soldier. All right. So the only reason it's getting outcry is because it's white versus black people. All right. And during the video, another black family walks by, pulls the kid away. Now, again, people are saying that the black kid instigated. Some people saying the white person instigated. Alright, I don't know who started the altercation there, but what I do know is that at some point during this time, this man has called the cops on him multiple times. Alright, for different things. For assault, for trying to take someone's kid, for this here. Now that being said, this soldier has been arrested for assault. I'm assuming they haven't said what he's been arrested for, but he has been arrested. Now, getting to the actual story, there are now protesters in this neighborhood. Now, this is a pretty nice neighborhood. I'm talking 2-3-story houses, all brick. The big house where they have the little lawns and the houses all close together. Those kind of houses. That's where we're at, alright? Now, there are protesters there. It's kind of like they're in a cul-de-sac in the area, alright? So they have the whole area blocked. Like, I've seen video, there's cars trying to get through and they will not let the cars through until minutes after. So, my question is, if this man started the altercation, alright, why are y'all out there? Let the police handle it. Alright, and this man has been arrested. So why are y'all still out there in front of these people's houses? Alright, y'all are no different. Alright, if this man just walked up there and pushed this black kid, alright, and pushed him to the ground and started hitting him, alright, obviously, yeah, he would be wrong, but that doesn't change the fact of you going out there to his house, alright, and now the fact that he's arrested. So that woman, more than likely, is there by herself in that house, and there's probably 100 people out there. How do you think she feels right now? That's my biggest thing. Yeah, the police are there. My biggest thing though is like, y'all are no different than that man is, alright? And again, for all we know, the black kid could have started it, alright? I mean, the cops called on him multiple times, but like y'all just can't go out there and surround someone's house like that. That's not how you operate. That's not how it works. Alright, you have a problem, you call the cops. Simple as that. You just can't go out there and surround someone's house. It's not gonna work. Yeah, he's been arrested. If you just look at WIS or type in viral video South Carolina, you can see the video. He just got arrested not too long ago. It just came out. But again, y'all out there surrounding this man's house. No, the soldier who actually pushed him got arrested. But that's my biggest thing. This woman is in there by herself right now, more than likely, or she moved or got out of that neighborhood. Because who would have honestly thought protesters would come in that neighborhood? Now, I mean, honestly, it's not surprising, but again, I just don't believe that this kid was. Maybe he was just walking along. Alright, I'm not going to argue the fact that he wasn't just walking along. But the biggest thing for me is you've had the cops call multiple times on you for assaulting a woman by putting your hand down her shorts, trying to take someone's kid multiple times. It just don't make no sense that you're just casually walking along and this white man came up to you and just started an altercation with you and pushed you. That doesn't seem likely at all. Even if you didn't have previous altercations, why would this man be walking down the street, see you, and just decide to assault you and risk his whole career in the Army over going to jail? And some Army people even do double jeopardy, and you will not only face jail time there, but you'll face jail time in the Army also. So it just don't make no sense to me. But we'll see how all that plays out. Me personally, again, they don't want to talk about what he was doing beforehand in the previous police reports. They just want to talk about what the white man did. That's all it is. Just like with Dante Wright. Alright, why are y'all rioting over that? Why? This man literally would not be killed if he was not resisting arrest. I mean, as simple as that. He would not be killed if he was not resisting arrest. You get pulled over by the police, you're told to step out. You step out, and then I will say now, the rookie officer, he kind of blew it. When he was fumbling with the handcuffs, you can't have that. You have to put him in handcuffs. And like I said in the previous video I did on this, alright, he made a lot of mistakes there. One, he had him right there at the door of the car. What if he would have had a gun? Alright, you didn't pat him down. So if he wanted to pull out a gun, boom, 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 he could have been gone. Alright. Again, you didn't have the handcuffs straight. As far as the female officer, now she's been charged with manslaughter. Do I think she should be charged? I don't think she should be charged. I don't think she should have a job though. But she shouldn't be charged. Again, she yelled taser, taser, taser. So honestly, she knew she was going for a taser, but she pulled out a gun. Now, I'm sure that gun's a lot heavier than a taser is. And you can clearly see the difference. So, again, I think it was an accidental shooting. I don't think she should be charged. But then again, she has been charged with that. With second-degree manslaughter, so we'll see how that plays out. Just like the black Army lieutenant. This is a perfect example, alright? They followed him for over 1.5 miles. He doesn't want to pull over. He claims it's to pull into a well-lit gas station or well-lit area. So what you do in that situation is you pull over and you tell the cop that. You tell him, hey, I want to pull over to a well-lit area. You just don't pull over whenever you decide you want to pull over. That's not how it works. Because I guarantee you the officer would have told you, like, hey, get off on the next exit or whatever. You just don't decide, hey, I'm going to pull over now when I feel like it. That's not how it works. So anyways, they finally get him pulled over. They get out with guns drawn. So this man is ignoring commands. Not only is he ignoring commands, he's setting up his phone to record. Alright, so you say you're scared and you're threatened and all this. Alright, if you were scared that the police have guns on you, what you should have been doing is you should have A, put your hands out the window, and B, not been reaching around in the car. But step one, you should just pull it over like any normal person would that has nothing to hide, nothing to worry about. Or just kind of cause, you get your 15 minutes of fame. So with that being said, they finally get him out and all that. Cops out there again, telling him to get out the car. And other YouTubers have said this, they use the de-escalation of force, alright? They both came out with their guns drawn, alright? The younger officer put his gun up. The older officer, he went down, put his gun down, went to a taser. Went from a taser to pepper spray. That's the escalation of force. Anyways, he still will not get out of the car. He's acting like he did nothing wrong. So, they finally get him out of the car. After he's pepper sprayed now. And they're telling him, take his seatbelt off. He's talking about, I can't see. Alright, if you would have just taken your seatbelt off and got out of the car to start with, you wouldn't be pepper sprayed. And you wouldn't be pepper sprayed and if you were just pulled over. I mean, it's not hard. Just pull over. Anyways, they finally get him out of the car, and he's wrestling with the officers. Like, they literally had to wrestle him to the ground to get him in the handcuffs. And he's still acting like he did nothing wrong. Alright, so with that being said, goes further on. They finally handcuff him, set him down. They got medics out there for the pepper spray. There's not much you can really do with that. You just gotta wait for it to wear off. Anyways, with that being said, Chief of Police comes out there. They tell him, hey, this is your two options. You can either A, you can fight it, and you can go to jail, and we can write you tickets, or B, we can sit here and wait with you until your eyes clear up, and you can be on your way, and nobody's gonna know about it. I appreciate it, Ghost Rider, but again, the whole time they're sitting there telling him that, he's looking like he's lost. Like, the cops could have easily wrote him a ticket for the improper display of the license plate, and took him to jail for eluding police and resisting arrest. And his old Army career could have been gone, and he would not only face time in jail there, but also, if the Army decided to do double jeopardy, he would have faced time there too. So the officers cut him a huge break. And not only did they cut him a huge break, they had a whole conversation with him afterwards. Talking about, hey, cool dog and everything, trying to make the situation eased. And this man still has the nerve to go file a lawsuit. Like, everything you caused was your own fault. You didn't pull over. You didn't have your license sprayed properly. You didn't get out of the car. You ignored multiple commands. Everything that happened was caused by you. I don't know how else to put it. It was caused by you, and there's no other way to put it than it was your fault. People really need to stop putting the blame on other people. I just don't get it. Alright, and just like all these so-called peaceful protesters, I call them rioters and terrorists, but whatever. Going out there and stealing new shoes, new TVs, video games, or whatever else you're stealing, that's not going to bring the person back. It's not going to help your community reel from what happened, alright? I mean, it's not. It's going to make it worse. It makes your community look trashy. And then you have more problems coming, like Antifa, like I did in last night on the video. Now you have Antifa in your city because you're sitting there destroying your city. So, did you not think they were going to come in and destroy it? Obviously, they're going to come in and destroy it. And people talking about, well, the first couple of nights, people were genuinely upset. Now, I've been upset a lot of times in my life, and not once have I ever thought about, hey, let's organize and destroy the city. Alright, and everybody's talking about, well, Black Lives Matter. Alright. What about all the white people who have been shot? There have been thousands of white people along with thousands of black people who have been shot. The only difference is you don't see a bunch of white people out there rioting. Yeah, you got white people out there in the crowds with Antifa and Black Lives Matter acting like they're trying to change the world. Oh, well, we feel that they need to be accepted. They are accepted. They're out there burning down the city and they're not getting shot for it. How is that not being accepted? To me, that seems like you're being accepted pretty good. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. They talking about, well, they get gunned down by the cops. No. That's not how it works. Alright? Breonna Taylor was not gunned down by the cops. And from what her boyfriend says, she was the one shooting the gun. He said she was shooting the gun. Not him. She was shooting the gun. Is that true or not? Who knows? But, I mean, she does have pictures on Facebook with guns laid across her chest. Her ex-boyfriend was dealing in drugs. Her name was on the search warrant, so she might have been firing a gun. Who knows? Alright? Dion K. He pulled out a gun running from the cops. Everybody's talking about, oh, well, he was trying to throw the gun away. Okay, so you're telling me the logical thing to do is, when you get pulled over by the cops, the first thing you should do is run out your car, pull out a gun to throw it away. That's going to get you shot, and it did get him shot, and he died. Now, the other person ended up getting arrested because he wasn't stupid and he didn't pull out a gun and try to shoot the cops. Alright, and I could go on about different incidents. But nobody wants to talk about stuff like this, like the Texas cop who got shot. Alright, manhunt in progress for 3 suspects who shot cop then carjacked murdered woman during getaway. Nobody wants to talk about that. Why is this not breaking news? What happened to Deontay Wright is breaking news. Protesters surrounding someone's house is breaking news. But the media takes their side. But a cop gets shot by 3 people and it's okay. Like that's fine. They act like that's okay. Now I will say, I didn't do a video on this, so the Kenosha officer in Wisconsin who shot Jacob Blake, now he has returned to full duty. So he's not facing no charges. He was on administrative leave for a while. And he is now back on duty. So that's good news there. And for anybody who didn't see the update on what happened in New Jersey, or Connecticut, excuse me, that suspect was found dead from a gunshot wound. Again, this is the same person who fired hundreds of bullets at citizens and police. It turned into just citizens after a while. But again, there was 500-600 bullets fired at officers during that time that they were there. Suspect did claim to have a bomb. They found no evidence of a bomb. So obviously that's good. Alright, so another thing, where is Kamala Harris and Joe Biden? She's been gone for how many days? 20-something days now after the border crisis. And Joe Biden, we all know he's just gone. He's not even there. So, a lot of people have been asking me, what I think about gun control and all the shootings that have happened lately. So, me personally, do I think these shootings are staged or fake, or they are paid actors, or whatever the case may be? Some of them, yeah, they probably are. Like this one in Connecticut, alright? It just don't make any sense. Really, it really don't. And that's the thing about it, it's not on mainstream media. It was on a couple mainstream media sites, but not a lot. So, with that being said, this man fired hundreds of bullets. Hundreds. Now, think about it. Let's just look at some of these previous mass shootings that have happened, alright? Let's look at the one in Walmart that happened near the Mexico border. or in New Mexico, wherever it was, somewhere over there, New Mexico, I believe. All right, this man walked in there, shot 20-something people. All right, that was breaking news as soon as it happened. All over news sources, all over TV, they cut in breaking news: active shooter, active shooter. All right. Previous school shootings: Parkland, active school shooter. Showed all of them walking with their hands up. Alright, there was one in Las Vegas with the festival going on. Like 12 people got shot there. That was breaking news. Alright, Las Vegas. That was breaking news. I mean, that man shot hundreds of people. Now, that one, I don't think that one was staged. Alright, I will say that. I don't think that the one at the hotel, I don't think that was staged. I think that was just a man who, there's no way. I don't know what was wrong with him, but again, he knew what he was doing. Alright, he went there because there was a large crowd, and he went there with intent to kill hundreds of people, which he shot 300, I think, 200 are wounded, and like 70-something people are dead from that. With that being said, there are still some things that don't add up. Why did he do it? I mean, he sent his wife on a trip, left her possession of the house, and he had all these other places listed out that were possible places to go and places that he was going to go. So, the biggest thing for me is, he went there and shot all these people. Police didn't know where he was, which is, obvious. You just got people running, you got gunshots, you don't know what's going on. They finally found him due to a smoke alarm went off. Now, if he wanted to commit, more scenes like that, he would have stopped firing his gun because it's going to cause smoke. And when the police got in there, he just shot himself. Again, it don't add up. Stuff like that just doesn't make any sense, that he just ended his own life like that. With no reason, no cause, there's no reason why he did or anything. It just don't make no sense. So yeah, some of them, yeah, they probably are staged and they probably are not real. Again, just like the one in Connecticut, it don't make no sense that hundreds of rounds were fired. One person was shot, ultimately, and wounded, but it hardly made the news. Again, it just seems awkward to me. But getting back to Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, what's going on at the border? It's been days since Kamala Harris has said anything since she was taped for the border crisis. Again, they said they were getting cages out of cages that supposedly Trump built, which he didn't. That was under the Obama administration when Joe Biden was still in office, and now he's back in office, so it's happening again. With that being said, though, where are they? We all know Joe Biden's lost, so I'm not too worried about him. But where's Kamala Harris? She's been gone for 3 weeks, close to a month now. And she has nothing to say about the border crisis going on, nothing at all. So, she's wrong, and she knows that. She's talking about, we're going to keep kids separated or together. We're not going to put them in cages. Okay, so what you have now is these kids in pretty much see-through brown containers that about the size of a normal bedroom. Alright, you got 20, 30 in a room. Alright, and you have them all packed together. You claim you're worried about COVID-19, but you have them all packed together in a room with no mask, and you have, instead of a blanket, you have tinfoil wrapped over them. Because that makes sense. Like, Joe Biden's biggest thing is COVID-19. That's his biggest thing. But nobody wants to talk about the border now. Because reporters finally got in there, exposed the truth. Like, you have these kids literally wrapped up in tinfoil. How is that helping anything? And if you were really worried about COVID-19, you wouldn't have them all in that little pod. But you don't have a choice, because you're allowing the flow of illegal immigrants in here. You are allowing that flow to happen. And it's going to continue to happen because y'all don't care. I mean, it's as simple as that. Y'all just don't care. And that flow will continue to happen until y'all fix it. But y'all aren't going to fix it, so there's no point in talking about it. I mean, how many groups have been caught? How many people have been released without court dates? Think about that. All the people have been released without court dates. That's the biggest thing. Border Patrol has said they can't keep up with it, so they're releasing people without court dates now. Just like this. 4 suspected MS-13 gang members stopped after New York City police see them lugging blanket-wrapped body to car. Okay, so how did MS-13 get there? Because you know they're normally like a southern border gang group. So what are they doing in New York City? Yeah, they're all over the place now because of the border crisis. Now, they were taken into custody today. They followed him, discovered suspicious-looking items, actually a woman's body wrapped in a blanket. Now, I don't understand how you get caught doing that. That's my big, like, how do you get caught? You killed the person, you didn't get caught, but you carry their body to the car and you don't get caught. You know, I don't understand that. But luckily they caught him. All they'll probably do is charge him with murder, they'll get out, they'll ship him back to Guatemala, or wherever they're from, assuming Guatemala, and they'll be back in a couple months. I mean, that's all it is. That's just all it is. Now, back to Gavin Newsom. I haven't talked about him in a while. California Senate bill changes recall rules as Newsom face ousting. Now, everybody in California that actually has any kind of common sense, I feel for y'all. I really do. Like, to deal with him every day, I don't know how y'all do it. How do you deal with Gavin Newsom every day and what he's trying to do to where you live? He's turned into one of the biggest socialist democratic people ever. And again, I don't know if he's always been like that. Who knows? But how is someone like that making decisions? How are people like Nancy Pelosi, AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Kamala Harris, how are these people making decisions? Like, there's no way people are just voting y'all in every time. It's the illegal immigrants that, number one, are voting you in. And we all saw what happened with the election. So, we all know what happened there. Like, I just don't understand how people think that they actually voted them in. And speaking of that, where are all the people who voted for Joe Biden? Where are they at? Where are all the people who voted for Kamala Harris? Because they're all talking about, you know, we got to make a difference. We got to go out and vote. We got to do this. We got to do that. So where y'all at now? I mean, I just want to know where y'all at. Because I haven't seen nothing from y'all. Y'all talking about y'all weren't going away. Y'all were going to stand up and make a difference. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris going to be the changes that we needed. So, I haven't seen no change. Not a good change anyways. I've seen horrible changes that have divided our country even more than what it is now, and y'all are just trying to take away guns. That's all I've seen so far. Unless, of course, I'm missing something. Now, I could be missing it. I don't know. But I don't think I'm missing anything. I'm just thinking that Kamala Harris and, as of right now, Joe Biden just want complete control over the whole United States, and they want to turn it into whatever they want it to be, which will not be good. Now, another thing that I find interesting is this. It's not interesting, but, you know, it don't surprise me, alright? Minnesota mayor says, I don't believe that officers need weapons for every traffic stop. Alright. So, with that being said, you don't believe officers need weapons for every traffic stop. Alright, and that is your personal opinion. The scary part is, though, that you're the mayor. And you don't believe officers need traffic stops for every weapon, which means that you're going to try and change that. And with everything going on, you know, if you want to destroy your city, That's fine. But you will not have no residence, and you will not have the police protecting you. Like, have you ever thought about that? All these people screaming, or all these politicians anyway, screaming defund the police and, we need to reform the police. Have you ever realized that the police are protecting you? Like, y'all do realize these people are protecting you on a daily basis. And you have no respect for them whatsoever. And yet, they would stand in front of you to take a bullet, and you have no respect for them whatsoever. I just don't get it. These people would stand in front of you to take a bullet for you, and you have no respect for them whatsoever. I just don't get it. It makes no sense. Again, these people, what they need to do is they don't think officers need guns. Here's what they should do. They should, one, tell the officers, I don't need your protection no more, so you don't have that protection. Alright? And number two, go on a ride along. Just one day. One day go on a ride along, and I guarantee you'll change your mind about traffic stops. Alright? And you can even choose where. You can choose somewhere down south where majority of police officers are still respected, or you can go to a big city where officers are not respected. Matter of fact, they need to do it in their own city. So, go on a ride along for one day with a Minnesota officer, let them take regular calls, and let them do traffic stops, and I guarantee you'll change your mind in that 12 to 15 hour shift that they don't need weapons no more. I guarantee it, that you will change your mind. Like, he's just stupid. And I've seen other people talk about, people saying, patrolmen don't need guns, and only lieutenants should carry guns. Sergeants don't need guns either because they don't know how to time it. Only lieutenants should carry guns, and it should only be revolvers. Okay. Like, y'all have clearly lost it. Like, y'all have lost it. You've lost your mind. Alright? Just like this video here. Alright, if it's still up, I'm gonna play it. Let's see here, if it's still up. Alright, here we go. Listen to this, y'all. Oh, okay, well, never mind. This video has been deleted. Alright, so pretty much what it was is there was a group of people, black people, and there was a group of white people. It looks like it was during the riots. And it says they're beating up every white person. And it's like a 30-second video. But towards the end of the video, it says, hey, come over here. It says, are they white? And they yell yes. And they run over there. That's what we're facing in America right now. That's what we're facing. Alright, and listen, people talk about racism all the time. Whether you're white or black, people are talking about racism. That's the biggest thing. Now, I will say this. Why is racism so high? It's the media. That's the biggest problem right now is the media, alright? And you can claim that it's how you're raised and how you're brought up and the values that you're taught. And yes, that is true. That is true. But at the same time, you know the difference between right and wrong, alright? At 10 years old, 9 years old, 8 years old, you know the difference between right and wrong, alright? So, as a baby, if you're brought up and your parents are black or white, whatever the case may be, and they're teaching you racist values, alright, that's your option to continue that. If you want to continue the racist trend, then that's your choice to continue that, alright? If you want to stop it, that's up to you. Nobody's making you do it, nobody's making you stop it. That's completely up to you. People blame it on parents all the time. It's not, it's the media. But at the same time, you still know the difference between right and wrong. It's simple as that. And the media is acting like, riots are taking over place because of social injustice. And that's not the case. That's not the case. Like I said it before, a black man gets killed by a police officer, and y'all think stealing a TV or new shoes, video games, or whatever else y'all may be stealing is the answer to that. That's not bringing that person back. It's not helping your city. It's not helping the family. It's helping yourself to whatever you can get for free. And then you wonder why you have Antifa coming in your city. It's like, well, that's why, because you're destroying your city. And all they want is their own city, so they're going to try and take over the city as much as they can. And they're going to continue to do that until they finally get a city. And it will probably be Minneapolis. I mean, that seems like the prime city right now, alright? You got the Derek Chauvin trial going on. You have Deontay Wright, who was just shot, which I don't think the officer should be charged there. That's my personal opinion. Alright? And if I'm correct, if this trial does last until March 23rd, we got 9 more days until this trial is over. And we'll see what happens. But, like I said, the defense attorneys have done a horrible job. If they want Derek Chauvin charged to the highest degree, they've done a horrible job trying to prosecute him. Like, you're the defense. You're supposed to have the state. So why would you bring up anything about the drugs in his body, the excited delirium? Why would you bring any of that up if you're trying to prosecute Derek Chauvin? So, has that made his lawyer's job easier? No, it hasn't, because, in my personal opinion, the jurors they're already decided. They were already decided when they went in there. And they're going to be too scared to vote Derek Chauvin not guilty. So they're going to vote him guilty whether he's actually innocent or not. I mean, you could go in there and have a lie detector test and all kind of evidence, DNA evidence and all this, say Derek Chauvin's innocent, and they're still going to vote him guilty because they're scared of the consequences. And yeah, the media claims that the witnesses are covered and their identity won't be revealed. Somebody knows somebody inside of there, and they're going to save their own butt, and they're going to rat on another person. That's how it works. So these witnesses and these jurors are not really that protected. And that's why they're going to vote him guilty, whether he's guilty or not. And either way, there's going to be riots from it. Because they're going to go, oh, Derek Chauvin didn't get enough time. He didn't do this. And if he's somehow innocent, then they're really going to be, oh my God, we're going to burn the city down. And there's already reports of that. You know, people already come out saying, you know, if he's not found guilty, we're going to burn the city down, we're going to take over the city. Again, that's not how you operate a movement. They claim they're, you know, fighting for black rights and all this, but yeah, all y'all have done is burn down the city where y'all been and protested outside of jails when somebody that you knew got locked up for stealing during a riot. But again, like everybody else has said, why don't you go to when these little kids have been killed? Go to Chicago. I mean, there's 30, 40, 50 people shot every weekend in Chicago. So why do black lives not matter there? What about black police officers who get shot and killed? Do their lives not matter? Black soldiers, do their lives not matter? Black conservatives' lives don't matter because y'all have proven that. If you're conservative and you're black, you're just disowned by black people. And it's sad. It really is. It's like they really need to change their name to Certain Black Lives Matter. It needs to say CBLM instead of BLM. I mean, that's what it really needs to say. I just don't get it. But again, racism is on a rise. Alright, think about it. Well, at least at my age, I've never really experienced racism in person but a couple times. And it's never really amounted to much. But I'm sure there are people who experience racism on a daily. Whether it's black versus white, white versus black, whatever case may be. At some point, you may experience racism. Alright, like I said, it's only happened to me a couple of times, and it never really amounted to much. Alright, the way I see it is, if you treat me with respect, I'll treat you with respect. That's how it works for me, alright? Again, same thing with the police. If you treat them with respect, you're gonna get that same respect back. All right. And again, everybody keeps bringing up Dante Wright. Dante Wright. If you just comply, you'll be all right. He didn't comply. That's the thing. What part of he did not comply do people not understand? He literally got out the car, ran back into the car. That's not complying. Same thing with the Black Army lieutenant. He was nowhere close to complying with the officers. Again, that's why he got pepper sprayed and had guns drawn on him, and even after that, he still wanted to fight. And now there's a lawsuit, which I don't think he'll win that. Even with all the woke people going on, I still don't think that he's going to win that lawsuit. He might end up losing his job in the army, but I still don't think that he's going to win that lawsuit. Even with all the woke people in America, I still don't think he's going to win that lawsuit. I just don't see that happening. Now, one other story is Biden is deciding to remove all troops by September 11th, 2021. Now, I just want to say this. Why that date? Like, we all know what September 11th is. So why would you want to remove all the troops on that day? Does that not, like, raise any questions or anything? Like, again, that's just strange to me that you want to remove all the troops by September 11th, 2021. Like, you couldn't change the date. You couldn't say September 10th, September 9th, September 12th, September 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Like, how many days were there in September and you chose September 11th? Out of all the months, out of all the days in the year, you chose September 11th to remove all the troops. Now, again, I don't even call that a coincidence. No, that's not a coincidence. How do you choose that day to remove every single troop from America, or from Afghanistan, on September 11th? Because obviously, they're going to be flying back home. They're not just going to drive. They're not going to sail. They're not going to walk. They're not going to swim. So obviously they're going to fly away. They're going to fly home. Alright? And you chose September 11th as the day to remove our troops from Afghanistan. How the hell do you choose that day? Again, you got to look at every single day in September. You couldn't choose September 1st to the 10th or any other day. You couldn't choose another month. Like, why that day? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's gonna be a Democratic hold for a while. Alright? Now, anybody with any kind of common sense knows that Trump won the election. Because there's no way that Joe Biden got 83 million votes, 80 million votes, whatever. We all know that that's not possible. Alright, so Obama was supposed to be like the best thing ever and all this. So you're telling me that Joe Biden got more votes than Obama. But, next thing is, Trump got more votes than Obama. So you're telling me Trump couldn't beat out Joe Biden. Let's be honest here. The man who actually brought law enforcement back, or is bringing it back to where it needed to be, recovered the economy the first time, and after COVID-19 he recovered it a second time, beat out all the accusations of, his tax returns, Stormy Daniels, all that. He beat out all that. Got impeached twice and beat it 2 times. And again, he had the most respect for the military, brought the military back up to where it needed to be, wanted to make America the biggest and strongest country where it needed to be. And you're telling me you couldn't beat out Sleepy Joe over here. Like, Trump's at the top of the level. Joe Biden's not even on the map. And you're telling me Trump could not beat out Joe Biden. I don't believe it. I still don't believe it to this day. And again, Joe Biden, he's not the president. He's not. Alright? And yeah, he's physically sitting in the White House, yeah. But we all know Kamala Harris is calling the shots. Alright? I mean, this man is literally reading off a teleprompter. It shows. And not only can he not read off the teleprompter, he can't even read off the teleprompter. He can't listen to what they're telling him to do. Again, when they told him to salute the Marines, to actually do the hand salute, he actually said the words, "I salute the Marines," to the Marines. But yet the media still doesn't pick up on that. Like, I don't get it. They picked up on every little thing Trump did that was so-called bad. But yet, the minute Joe Biden makes a national emergency, nothing happens. Again, the border crisis is maybe not the biggest thing, but it's like number 2 or 3 on the list as far as national disasters that Joe Biden's done so far. So he has a border crisis going on now that nobody wants to talk about. Number 2 is tax hikes. All right, so everybody's going to end up paying more taxes. So if you're rich, you're going to be screwed. If you're poor, you're definitely going to be screwed over. I don't know what are you going to do? If you're the middle class, you're going to go down to the poor. So it's like, what's the point of the big tax corporation, big tax hike? It's doing nothing. Alright, and when he did that $1.9 trillion, Democrats were like, "Oh my God, we're mad at you because you didn't spend more." What do you mean he didn't spend no more money? He spent $1.9 trillion. And half of that money was, well, not half, but a good bit of that money was going to inmates. Yes, that's right, inmates in jail. I'm not talking about, people that, broke a window on a car or vandalized or, wrote stuff on a building or, using the bathroom. I'm talking about, or, drunken pot. I'm talking about people that are like hardened criminals or terrorists, alright? I'm talking about killers, crimes against children, crimes against women, arsonists. Again, people like that. They're getting money due to COVID-19. That's right. Joe Biden thought it'd be a good idea to give them money. How does he think that's a good idea? Alright, these people are in jail for serious crimes. And yet, you still think giving them money is a good idea. Now, he's claiming, every U.S. citizen needs to get it. Alright, no. Why would they get it? Alright, just like the Boston Marathon bomber. He got a stimulus check. Now, I just want to ask, him and his brother injured hundreds of people, killed people with bombs at a Boston Marathon. Alright? And you think giving him a stimulus check is a good idea? I don't understand what this country is coming to. I really don't. You think giving a terrorist is giving money to a terrorist is a good idea? Again, people on death row are getting stimulus checks. They can't spend the money, alright? And yeah, they could use it to get canteen, use the food and stuff, but there's literally nothing they can spend that money on. Like, I don't understand what the big problem is. Like, how are you giving terrorists and people on death row and convicted murderers and crimes worse, how are you giving them money? I don't understand. It's like I said, it's not like they can spend it. So I don't understand how they're getting any kind of money. It just blows my mind that people honestly think that it is okay. And even people are like, well, I don't see the big deal about it. How do you not see the big deal about giving terrorists and convicted murderers money? Like, anybody with any kind of common sense can see that that's a problem. But nobody wants to acknowledge it right now. Oh, well, we can't talk about that, you know. How can you not talk about giving terrorists and convicted felons and murderers money? That's a huge problem to me. Like, that's a huge problem. Alright. And now going on to coronavirus. Alright. This is the biggest joke in America. Now, I get that people have died. I get people have had the virus. Alright? And any of y'all watching, if you have, or if you have a family have had it. Alright? I'm not making a joke about it. What I'm saying is, the whole thing is a scam. Alright? Think about it. How many people live in America, and how many people have actually got it? Alright? And how many people have actually died? That's the stuff you gotta look at, alright? And if the virus is so, like, the virus numbers are going down, cases are going down, hospitalization rates are going down, they've been going down, but yet now they claim that the virus is surging in children again. No, it's not. No. Alright? And Dr. Fauci don't know where he is. He's kind of like Joe Biden. First you tell us not to wear a mask, because we're going to be touching it with our hands, and, you know, people are working, be wearing, you know, alright. So, now Dr. Fauci goes on to 1 mask. Then Dr. Fauci goes on to 2 masks. Alright. So, I will say this. I'm lucky enough at my job where I don't have to wear a mask. I will say my job, I am thankful for my job. Alright. Now, let me rephrase that. Okay, they want us to wear the mask, but it doesn't have to cover anything. They just want us to wear it. They don't have to cover nothing. So mine's always right here. And again, I am thankful for my job, because I couldn't do it. I could not wear a mask for 10, 11, 12-hour shifts. I could not do it. There's no way. Alright, the mask is doing nothing to help anybody. I've known people who have gotten sick from wearing the mask, alright? There's a couple guys at my work. One guy, he wears the mask 24/7. Like, he never takes that mask off, and yet he got sick somehow. How do you get sick but the mask is supposed to work? That doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, exactly. They want us to take a vaccine that isn't working, obviously, alright? Just like the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, alright? That was stopped today, and however long it's been stopped, I'm not sure. But they paused it for another week. And, I'm not sure what you mean. It looks good on both my screens. Again, I got it going on my other phone, and I got it going on here. It looks good to me, though. If it's not working, I would just try exiting out and coming back. But, again, they stopped the Johnson & Johnson vaccine again for a week for blood clots in the head. Now, my biggest thing is, how many people have died from this vaccine? How many people have had an allergic reaction, not only to this vaccine, but other vaccines, alright? 8 people, counted for so far anyways, have died after taking the vaccine. Now, you know, 8's not really a lot, okay? That's 8 people. But that's just people that have been counted for. I'm sure there's a lot more that have actually died from taking the vaccine. Alright, just like the woman in Alaska had a huge, severe allergic reaction. A Louisiana man had a stroke after taking it. Again, blood clots are going on in people's heads. People are dying from it. People getting people are just, they've lost it with the vaccine. No, I don't. If you just type in viral video in South Carolina, it should pop up, though. But people are taking vaccines and they're dying or they're having severe allergic reactions to it, and for what? Like, nothing's going on good with the vaccine. So, with that being said, I haven't worn a mask. I haven't taken a vaccine. Now, knock on wood, I haven't gotten nothing yet. Again, but a couple people I do know that wear masks 24/7 have gotten sick. It just don't make no sense that the mask's supposed to work, but you get sick. Now, what I will say is, first time my job gave us a mask. Alright, so I opened it. Now, it was made in China. So, the virus that started in China, the masks are made in China, and you want me to wear a mask that's made in China. That's not happening. Like I said, I'm thankful for my job that they don't require us to wear masks, because I couldn't do it. Exactly. And that's why Joe Biden won. Because of mail-in voting. If it wasn't for the mail-in voting, Trump would have won. And we all know that. I mean, you claim that, you know, the virus is so deadly and all this. Like, alright, I'll put it to you like this. I went out to vote. I went and early voted. Alright? And out of all the people there were hundreds of people there in line to early vote. Alright, and to be honest with y'all, I can't remember anybody wearing a mask. I can't remember anybody wearing a mask there. And that's when the whole virus was like the deadliest at its point and everything, but I don't remember anybody wearing a mask. When you went inside, they were encouraging you to wear a mask, but even then, like, we were outside and there were people conjuring it together. Nobody was wearing a mask. The virus is not what everybody thinks it is. Yeah, exactly. I'm not taking the vaccine, and that's the thing. They want you to have a vaccine card to travel and to hang out with your friends and family. I've been doing that to start with. I mean, I'm not a big traveler, but I've been hanging out with friends, family, going to work, living my life like normal. Coronavirus or not, it's just some people have gone overboard with the whole coronavirus thing. I mean, just like the people who are wearing masks in their cars. That makes no sense. I just don't get that. Like, those people are probably wearing masks inside their homes, but you're wearing a mask inside your car. Because that makes sense, I guess. This is the bigger thing, alright? People going to grocery stores, not wearing one mask, but wearing two masks, alright? And you have gloves on. Okay, so that's fine. Now let's just play this scenario out, alright? You have two masks and gloves on. So you're touching the so-called contaminated products that somebody may have coughed on, sneezed on, breathed on, whatever. So you're touching the contaminated object. Alright, you put that object in your buggy. You then touch the buggy with the glove that has been contaminated. So now it's all over the buggy. Let's just say you need to fix your mask. One of your masks comes loose or something, alright? So now you've touched your mask, which is on your face, and the glove has now touched your face that's contaminated. The product contaminated that is in your buggy now, and your buggy is contaminated from you touching the handle with the gloves. Alright, so you go out, you pay. Let's just say you pay with cash. Alright, so now the cashier has touched the contaminated money. If a person gets money back, they have now touched it, and that's how it goes on, supposedly. If that's the case, everybody in America would have it. I mean, think about it. Alright? That's not how it works. People are just taking it overboard. And again, if you're older, then yeah, I can understand taking precautions if you're older. But for the most part, there's no need to. Just live your life like normal. Again, there have been older people that have been going in grocery stores that I've seen wearing nothing, no mask, no gloves, no nothing. And in the grocery store I shop in most of the time, there's a message playing, I don't remember the whole message, but it pretty much goes, attention shoppers, this is a friendly reminder, wear your mask and please practice a social distance of 6 feet. Together we can help keep our community safe and whatever. Half the people aren't wearing masks anyways. But you got young people, my age, wearing masks. You got babies that are wearing masks. Is this really how you want your kids to grow up? Alright, just think about this. Everybody's, F the police and everything, all that, alright? But you're letting the government tell you what to do. Who thinks the police work for the government in a way? Alright? Now, they really wanted to. The police would be out there, but hey, wear your mask, you're going to jail. But it's such a scam that the police officers are not wearing masks. The military is not wearing masks. That's how much of a scam it is. Now, yeah, there are some cops and there are some military that are. But there are some who just don't care. Like, there's no evidence to prove that this is a widespread thing. Like, even when this first started, there was no evidence to prove that this virus is going to be a widespread outbreak and all this. I mean, there's nothing to prove it. There's nothing to back up the facts. Just like Rand Paul called out Dr. Fauci, he called it political theater. And that's what it is. It's just a political theater. There's nothing to back up anything. And Dr. Fauci changes his mind all the time. 24/7, but wear 2 masks, wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Do this, take the vaccine, don't take the vaccine. Again, he don't know what's going on. He don't have a clue what's going on. He's lost, just like Joe Biden. Apparently, Kamala Harris is hiding somewhere. Who knows what she's doing. But I just don't get it. They're trying to take away guns. That's why we've had all these mass shootings. Now, some of them are real, some of them probably aren't. But I'm about to get off, guys. So again, I covered what's going on with the so-called protesters in Richland County, South Carolina. I'm talking about Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, coronavirus, the officers being shot and killed. In some cases, some officers shot and injured. Recent mass shootings that have happened. Again, to everybody who came out to the live stream, thank y'all for coming by. I appreciate all your guys' support. Again, as more information comes out, or more stories or news comes out, I'll just bring that to y'all. But until then, y'all stay safe out there, and thank y'all for watching.